It's 15, right? We're 15. We're 15 years old now.
Yes. 15.
I'm older. Hold on, I'm at least 18. How dare you?
Welcome to Mystery Box Podcast, episode legal. My name is Chappie, and I'm joined by two wonderful guests today.
What's
I'm gonna let
up?
them introduce themselves.
My
'cause
name's
it's
Clark
lazy.
Kent. With a K.
Clark Kent with a K.
You mean Clark Sent?
No, it's Clark
It
Kent.
says right there, Clark
It's Clark
Sent.
Sent. Your name is Clark Sent.
All right.
Okay, Fiddy's brother.
We
You're
couldn't
just
get
being
the copy
hurtful,
for it.
guys.
We couldn't get the money from him.
No,
Yeah.
no, we're not allowed.
And I'm Joe, aka Joe.
I like the introduction. It's short, sweet,
No,
and it
thank
just does it. You know what
Short,
I mean?
sweet. And it tells you everything you need to know about me in one sentence.
It knows he's Joe, and he has
It's true.
T-shirts.
It's true.
He's Reptaring good.
I do. I have a Reptar shirt on today.
Yeah, today
I've been lounging.
I have
lounging.
also been lounging at least the last 3 hours. Today we're doing some interesting stuff. We're talking about a lot of DC things. Fandome happened over the weekend, and they announced everything. We're gonna get to that later on in the show. Quick disclaimer: I might be a little quieter than normal today. I talked to these two about it. I have a migraine currently, and those are not fun for those who have ever had them.
Definitely
drugs.
not.
So I'm working with that.
It's mostly drugs.
But you know, I will be better, and the drugs will be sweeter, and we'll be good. And that's all it goes. Anyways, how was your guys' week? It's been like 2 weeks since our last podcast because we had some stuff that happened last week. But how was your week?
It was good. I was supposed to be on a trip this weekend, and I couldn't go because
Australia, New Zealand?
No, I was supposed to go to. I was gonna go to Vegas this weekend, but my work in all their professionalism didn't give me the weekend off. So,
Darn.
but I did get today off, and I spent the last 3 days playing the Avengers beta because that came out on Friday.
You've been playing it for 3 days?
I have been playing it for 3 days. 3 days.
Oh.
So Joe has
Yeah.
thoughts on Avengers. Like
I
thoughts
do
on
have
Avengers.
thoughts.
I haven't
I
played it
do.
yet. I did download it, but I haven't turned it on yet.
I also have some thoughts about Avengers. So we can get to that after our little what did we do this week thing and talk about it. Because I'm curious about what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
So I embarrassingly haven't really been doing much but playing WoW. I have found
he's back on the
myself
grind.
I have found myself addicted once again,
Oh,
just
no.
like I was many years ago.
Oh no.
But I'm having fun. You know, it's good. I'm almost max level. So
Are you playing classic or is this regular?
no, I'm playing classic.
Oh, nice.
So it's exactly the way it was back in 2005.
one.
No, WoW came out in 2004. I think.
1999.
No, it's not that old. It's pretty old
17.
though. It's a 15-year-old game. So,
1774.
but it's still so good, guys. I'm telling you, it's great.
I need to get it. I need to get into WoW so bad.
I never got into WoW.
I played it for.
Never
I
got
had a
into it.
year for free, and I played it maybe like 2 times. But it's only because my friend who was like, "Oh, I'll help you play," never played the entire year because it was like one of the worst times for the game. Like, it was. I can't remember the update. I think it was right after Battle for Azeroth, and it kind of got stale after the first couple months.
No,
And-
Battle for Azeroth is the current expansion.
It is. Okay.
That's about to end. They're about to go into No, not Legion. Shit, Shadowlands.
Shadowlands. Shadowlands is great.
It does look good. Battle for Azeroth didn't get good reviews.
Yeah.
Like it was cool when it first came out, and then
And it
like
staled out really fast. And even the
Yes.
updates were okay from what I heard. So, like, my friend never hopped on, and he helped me catch a couple beasts that I wanted. And then after that, he dipped, and then I never heard from him again about WoW. I was like, okay, cool. Because I'm a hunter, so I wanted to get some
Dang.
beasts.
just
Dang,
like
dang,
you
dang.
guys are gonna carry me in Destiny, I will carry you in WoW
That's
if
true.
you want to play. I'm on the
That's true.
Herod server, the US server, on Classic though, not retail.
The second I hop into Classic, one of my friends is going to mob me because he, I'm not joking, has not stopped playing WoW Classic since it came out. He plays every day for a minimum
So
of
he's
4 to
probably really good.
Yeah, his team's like one of the top like couple raider teams. I can't remember what they're called, but he
I have a
has
question.
things. They got Scarab Lord. They're one of the first people that got Scarab Lord in Classic now.
Holy shit, I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
They're
of them.
nuts. They're fucking nuts.
Joe,
Joe-
I know
question.
nothing about. I know nothing about what's being told. right now. I just why is everyone like why is classic so much better than the new stuff? I don't get it.
So
Because none of the updates and bullshit happen. It's not as like what's the word?
when was the funnest you've had playing Destiny?
Taken
Like,
King.
Taken King.
Imagine if you could go back to Taken King and play that.
Pretty much like everything.
That's basically what
all
classic.
the balance
the
and everything
best
from
way to
Taken
sum it
King
up
is
for me.
still Taken King, and everything from Taken King is still Taken King. Like it's pretty much going right back to that. All the updates and everything that came out after Taken King are gone. They don't exist. So it's up until that point, you get the same exact experience as you did in Taken King. So like pulse rifles
But
would still be
doesn't that-
good. And
So
Doesn't
WoW
that
is.
kind of lead.
Go ahead.
Doesn't that kind of lead into the thing where it's like, oh, playing WoW Classic, but it's like you're gonna hit a wall where you're running out of content at a certain point? Like they don't get the new stuff, right?
No.
Or do they?
They're
Okay.
getting the old stuff again. So like how it works is like back in 2004, whenever WoW first came out, it was just vanilla. You know, there was like one
Right.
raid and that's it. And then after some time, they came out with another raid or two more raids, and then some more time and Curage or AQ, like Chappie mentioned, where you can get like the Scarab Lord. Anyway, more content came out like after like a couple years.
yeah,
So you
And then
can
it wasn't
play-
until Burning Crusade, which was
Okay.
the first major expansion, which I think came out in like 2007, where it completely added a bunch of new stuff. So, in like Destiny terms, I guess you could kind of say like Taken King was an expansion, but
Yeah.
all the other stuff was like content updates, but wasn't like a new thing entirely.
it was
Never
like
played that. I was a Guild Wars boy.
it was like the Taken Spring, Joe. You remember when they added back like the like couple strikes and like the
I
little
do.
bits here and there?
Yeah,
That is exactly what WoW Classic is up until the first expansion kind of thing.
I do know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they're adding
okay.
old stuff
Okay,
back to the game that had already been added previously,
But they started at 0. That's important
Got
to
it.
note. They
Okay.
started back at vanilla, not like, oh, we're
Fine.
adding to the world that is currently existing in regular WoW. Like, no, they took everything back to 1, and then are just re-releasing everything. It looks
that was in
better.
1, and then now they're thinking of doing Burning Crusade servers, which was the second major expansion.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the
Okay.
first expansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. I played Guild Wars. I wasn't a WoW boy. I
played
was
Destiny.
a Guild Wars kid. Yeah. Chappie is little. Chappie wasn't born until 2014 when Destiny came out.
yeah. Video games didn't
That's
exist
true.
until Destiny happened.
Yeah, he didn't play anything. Until
No.
Destiny came out. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. I mean, you guys want to just start because we got a
Did
lot
I-
of stuff to talk about.
did I do it? I'm trying to think. Did I do anything else other than play WoW? How embarrassing. I
don't
think
know.
all I did was play WoW.
That's fine. I slept a lot, so
I'm proud of you, Steven.
like I slept a ton this week.
I watched anime,
I'm proud of you.
so I did that.
Oh, okay. I watched a lot of movies this week. Oh, wait.
Oh,
what'd
that's
you
a fun
watch?
movie.
Okay. I know something we can talk about real quick before we get into video game stuff. Steven was there. We watched The Old Guard.
That's right, we did.
We had a after we all played.
Remember when I talked about the old guard
I
chat?
do.
Yeah, okay. We
So,
watched it on Xbox.
We
It was
watched
great.
it.
What happened?
No, it's not good.
It's,
It's
not good.
It's not good.
Holy
It's
shit.
really not good.
I just got into a huge talk with someone literally yesterday or 2 days ago about how good it was, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, interesting. Maybe I'll
Mhm.
check it out. Maybe I'll do this."
I find it
Mhm.
interesting how polarizing that movie is. I'm starting to realize that now.
keep
Like
forgetting
I
it's
thought
a
it
movie.
was okay the first time I watched it. Second time I watched
Yeah.
it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's definitely not a good
Yeah.
movie. I still enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's not a good movie. It feels very TV movie ish.
That sounds fair.
Like it's
Yeah.
something you would
It's-
see
Like a
it's
B
TV
movie
show.
in,
It's
in
like a TV
Blockbuster
show.
way back when.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It's weird because we watched it because we'd heard nothing but good things about the movie.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody
Right.
was praising it. Everyone said it was so
It's
cool
got really
and
good
interesting,
reviews, which is the
and
interesting
it's got really
thing.
good reviews. So we're like, oh, let's have a movie night. Let's watch the movie. Okay, and we all got on, watched it on Netflix. We all watched it together. And here's the story, okay? Because I'll give you my perspective, okay?
Right.
I'm watching the movie. 30 minutes into the movie, I'm like, I hate this movie. And I don't know if it's gonna pull me back.
That's saying a lot.
Because here's the thing, and I'll just do a full. I won't spoil it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just tell you, Chappie. It has really weird music choices. Okay, where it plays songs that you're like, why is it playing this song during this moment? It makes no sense.
It's like Grandma's dying and it's playing Stairway to Heaven.
It's like trying to have like a Suicide Squad soundtrack, but all the songs are the same song.
Oh no! Foreshadowing also nice.
It was a really weird. Yeah, it was a really weird. Yeah, right. It was a really weird soundtrack.
The soundtrack was god awful.
The soundtrack was god awful. The editing was really wonky.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had weird cuts just constantly. You know the premise of the movie at least, right?
Kind of. Yeah, it was explained to me by someone. What was it?
Me. Yeah, I talked
so
about
it's
it.
basically it's just a group of 4 immortal soldiers, okay, who they don't know why they're immortal, okay. They fought thousands of battles or whatever, and they're just like, they're trying to make sure nobody finds out about their immortality. And then of course, evil corporation finds out about their immortality.
Of course.
Also, a 5th immortal awakens for the first time in 200 years, and it's like a whole thing. And but the music was bad. The editing's
so we're gonna spoil it, right?
Yeah.
No. I didn't like the fights. They didn't really do anything cool with the immortality. There's 2 really good scenes in this movie. Okay. I won't tell you what they are. I won't spoil it. Okay, but there's 2
let's
really
just
good
spoil
scenes.
it.
No. We're not gonna spoil it. But there's 2 really good scenes where they show you like how crazy it would be to live forever. Okay.
Right.
And they do like a really cool scene, and then immediately afterwards, but like the minute they stop exploring the immortality like stuff, it's real bad, and it's just like I don't care about anybody, and I didn't really like the characters, and they do like really cheesy stuff where like Charlize Theron is like, she's a badass, and I'm like, okay, and they're like, she's just so badass, and I'm like, okay, how? And they're just like, she's just so cool, and I'm like,
so badass.
And they're like, and then
like end of movie.
And then the movie's over, and you're like, what?
Yeah, just badass. You know what I mean?
We didn't get much of her past.
You don't get much of her past.
You don't get anybody's past, really. They kind of talk about it, but
I think the worst thing about it was that I was checking how long I had left in the movie.
Oh.
Okay, that's like the worst.
That's the worst sign.
I was like, I want this, and it's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
That's a long movie.
It drags, Chappie. It slogs through, and you're you're just bored. I'm bored. Okay, and watching the movie was boring.
Right.
And it was not. And the parts that were good, there's like 2 scenes, and then when those scenes are over, and you're like, oh, those were really good scenes. Nothing ever happens.
Ooh, that hurts.
They never. And there's like the plot is like
all over.
Like they took 10 movies, and they were like, let's just throw it into one movie. So the movie has no idea what kind of movie it
should have been
be.
a 10-episode series
or something like that. I don't know, but and then so the best way I can sum it up is I'm watching them at the end of the movie. Okay, I'm watching it with Steven, watching it with 4 other friends. We're all quiet. Okay,
right.
But I want you to know we're all thinking the same thing, because I was like 30 minutes in, I was like, I don't like this movie. I'm not going to say anything in case everyone else is enjoying the movie, okay?
And everybody else had the same exact thought.
Everyone else was thinking the same thing, where they're like, I hate this movie, but I don't want to ruin it for everyone else. When the movie ended, our friend John out loud just he was the brave one. He was the one that just he's like, so next time we're going to watch a good movie. And then all of us were like, oh, thank God. And then we just, all of us agreed. The most enjoyment I got of the movie was the 10 minutes where we ripped into the movie. I didn't like it. It wasn't good.
This makes me want to not watch the movie at all. And then after this is over, you're spoiling it for me, because I want to know how it ends. And I want to just know,
after it's over.
That's why I was, yeah.
I don't have to
and
worry
then we
about
watched Django.
We watched Django. Very good movie.
Ooh, yeah,
so
that's
2 hours,
I love that
5
movie.
minutes felt. So Old Guard's 2 hours and 5 minutes, and it felt like a slog fest, and I was like, I'm so bored.
Isn't Django like 2.5
is
or
a
240?
3-hour. No. Django is a 3-hour
It's
movie
long.
that I would have watched another hour and a half of.
Did we talk about that part? I feel like we talked about Django being like it feels super short. Like me and you specifically.
We did. We had a conversation where I was like, "You remember Django?" And then you were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You know that movie's 3 hours? I thought it was an hour and a half. I thought that movie's an hour and a half.
It feels like an hour and a half movie. It's so,
2 hours and 45
it's
minutes.
lightning
Every
fast.
scene is good in that
Yeah.
movie.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
keep going.
And the plot makes sense. And it's a good movie, and it's a well-acted movie, and it's really done, edited, and the soundtrack's really good. It's
Yep.
everything Old Guard's not.
Yeah.
I didn't
Quentin
like
Tarantino, man.
it. I didn't. I had a bad time.
Tarantino's a master.
Speaking of movies, I actually also watched a movie literally yesterday. It was a pretty
What did you
interesting.
watch?
It's a movie called Dark Skies. You guys ever heard of this movie?
No.
Yes.
So it's on Netflix,
Yep.
and it's an alien movie.
Yes.
Pretty good movie,
Interesting.
surprisingly. I watched it last night, in a similar fashion with like a movie night kind of thing with a bunch of people, and
Mhm.
it was surprisingly good. There was one scene at the very end that I actually laughed out loud at, like on purpose,
Mhm.
because like I don't know who was doing the camera scenes, but like, how do I do this without spoiling it? Basically a thing happens. I'm just gonna say something gets attacked. That's a good way to put it, because it doesn't give exactly what I'm talking about away. Someone gets attacked, and to show that they are physically getting attacked, instead of like doing anything like with effects or anything like that, they literally take the camera and they just shake it up and down, and it looks so cheesy. Like it looks like because like the characters also are like doing that thing where like in a movie where like earthquakes happen, and if it's a shitty movie, they can't afford for the effects, so instead they just kind of shake the camera, and then the characters kind of bounce with it to make it look like there's an earthquake.
Yeah.
That happened, and I laughed out loud so hard. This is like 1 a.m, by the way, like 2 a.m. almost. Laughed out loud so hard, it made the whole movie so much worse in the best way. Like I laughed. Oh, it was so good.
Okay.
And it has like reputable actors in it, like oh my god, what's his name? J.K. Simmons is in it.
Oh, I like that guy.
J. Jonah Jameson is in it. And I can't remember the chick's name, but like there's people you'd be like, oh, that person or that person. Like it was a good movie, but man, that 1 minute just had me dying.
That's the thing with Netflix movies. It's a Netflix original, right?
I don't know, honestly. The weird thing is this movie came out back in 2013, but it
Oh, so
just came to
probably not
Netflix.
then.
Or no, it's not a Netflix original. It came out on Netflix last year. Like it debuted, I think, as a Netflix original, but it's been out for 7 years, which was weird.
Oh, interesting.
Good movie
I'm
though.
trying to fix my- Keep going.
It was enjoyable. Yeah, it was kind of my thing. I also yeah, I slept a lot during this week. I just realized I didn't say what I did this week. I slept a lot this week. I've been very, very
There we
tired, and doing that, and also doing a lot of twitching for the most part. I told Joe this. I haven't told you,
Cool.
Steven. I do. I got brought in as a moderator for a Twitch partner now, so I do a lot of moderating for a Twitch channel. It's really, really fun.
Nice.
It's been kind of my week for the most part, just kind of learning the ropes and everything and doing
Cool.
things. So it's been cool.
Yeah, it sounds super interesting.
Anyways, speaking of Twitch and video games and stuff like that, I want to move us on. Before we get to DC Fandome and everything like that, because that's a very cool part that we're going to be talking about very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Joe played Avengers over the weekend. I don't mean just Joe played Avengers one time over the weekend. Joe played Avengers for the entire 3-day weekend that just happened.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
And
very
he has
curious about
thoughts
that.
on it. I have not played
Yeah.
Avengers, but I've watched the
Nope.
entire gameplay of it, and I do have thoughts on it as well. I don't know if Steven's watched anything of it.
I've
yet.
seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we can all talk about it. But Joe, let's start with you because you have
Yes.
everything that
I
gone on.
deep dived into it because I wanted to play every character extensively
Mhm.
to just really get the feel for it. So I guess I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was good. It's very, very good.
Let me ask you a question before you get into it.
Okay.
Did this demo improve your expectations of the game from what you had before?
Absolutely. Yes.
I agree.
So before
Okay.
you can go back and watch the other stuff. I thought it was kind of just going to be a whatever game
Mhm.
because the trailers didn't make it look good, in my opinion.
Agreed. I was not interested.
And I was like, whatever. But then
Yeah,
when
we
you
were
get
all
your
pretty
hand-
meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beta helps because when you get your hands on it, you see how it plays. It plays really, really well.
Mhm.
and the level it's the easiest way I can explain it. It is an Ultimate Alliance game with really, really good graphics.
Yeah.
With a Destiny loot system.
Yep.
That is the best way to describe.
It's a
what
multiplayer
Avengers is.
game.
Yeah.
It is.
It's games as a
4
service.
player.
Okay.
Yeah, it's games as a service.
I was
4 player.
confused because the gameplay I saw was just I think the tutorial where you're going through and you're playing as all 4 of the heroes.
In New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you fight Taskmaster at the
Cool
end
boss
with
fight,
Black
by the way.
Widow.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I thought that was it. Is there more to that than that?
There's a lot more.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Cool.
the beta starts with that opening mission, okay, which in my opinion is not a good way to open your game because it kind of just shows you it's like it like makes it seem like the game is like just like a temple run, like go forward kind of thing.
Yeah, it seemed pretty linear. Yeah.
I understand it's on a bridge, okay, but it just because you go forward on the bridge and then you go backwards on the bridge.
But also you can fly and with a couple characters.
Yeah, and they let you play a couple characters and stuff like that. And then the Taskmaster boss fight's kind of whatever. And then, but it's all to set up the story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The next 2 missions, they show you what the game could do. They can show you that the levels are very, very open. There's secret chests you can find. There's hidden objectives you can do. There's like plenty of side stuff. Like there's puzzles, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Like not like super crazy puzzles. It's more like find the button, but it's nice. So there's puzzles and stuff to do. There's objective rooms, kind of like in Destiny, where it's like decode the thing and hold the enemies off of it or whatever. You're kind of your standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you finish like all the story mission stuff, I thought it was weird because then the game puts you in like the training room,
right?
And kind of shows because when you're at that point, you're kind of just like, yeah, it's light punch, heavy punch ability. Okay, it's like a beat 'em up kind of.
Right.
But then when you get to the training room, you find out that there's way more depth than you thought. You find out the inner workings of like everybody's like little hero meter, which is like this like meter up at the top. Everybody's works differently. Everybody plays differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all kind of play similar, but they also play like Iron Man. You can just fly the whole time.
Yep,
that's great.
And Iron Man, his hero meter is his energy blasts. Okay,
right.
So you want to use your energy. He has his like Y attacks, or like he just uses energy blast melees, which like from the movies, where he's like this. You just, but then when your meter gets low, you got to do normal attacks, build it back up. You can keep shooting it, and then you can build him up where you can also keep him in the air the entire time. He flies a lot like Anthem, but it doesn't have the dumb cooldown thing from Anthem, so you can just keep flying.
As he should.
Yeah.
Forever, which is nice. Hulk is easily the most broken character. He's just get out of his way. He just destroys everything.
You can beat a dude with another dude.
He can beat up a dude with another dude. Camilla Khan, or Miss Marvel, sorry, plays. I didn't think I was gonna like her playing as her. I liked her as a character, but I didn't think I was gonna like playing as her. She plays super fun with her giant, like ridiculously large, like punches and kicks and stuff. Is really good. There is a downside. Thor and Captain America played the most fun, but you only get to play them for a little bit, and then they're not in the beta anymore.
Oh, just the beginning, right?
My personal favorite, Black Widow, because Black Widow is all about melee combos, and I love combos.
Yeah.
So I played Black Widow, and she's just like jumping around the map, like, oh, I attack this dude, oh, I attack this dude, now attacking that dude. So everybody plays differently. Everybody's got their skill trees, everybody's got, you have like a kind of like a Destiny loot system with the items. They don't change your appearance though.
They just up your power, but you can switch their skins though, which is cool.
You can switch your skins on the fly too.
Yep.
So like you can immediately just switch skins and stuff. And I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun. The co-op was in the demo at first was a little janky because a lot of people kept crashing.
Mm-hmm.
But then they updated it. It worked. And then when we got to play a mission together, okay, it was really, really cool. And you can do accidental combos, which I thought was cool. Like like a buddy would play Hulk, he'd smash them all up in the air, and then another buddy was playing Iron Man, and he was just doing this to the dudes in the air, like blasting them.
That's actually cool.
So it was really, really cool. I wish there was like heroic team up things,
Mhm.
and maybe there is.
I think there
and
might
I
be.
just don't know about it. But it was really, really fun. And then the one thing we did, there's plenty of missions to do. There's like 9 missions to do. The best one is a one called the Villain Sector, which is like a mini. It's like a raid kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a mini raid. And at the end, you fight this giant spider tank. Okay.
Okay. Very Destiny.
And it's just it's this big thing. It's very Destiny. It's got a bunch of turrets on it. It's got a bunch of vents on it, and you have to work together to take it down. Okay. And I think the best way, what I really, really liked is it was like, oh, you do more damage, it's got vents. But then it starts to build up energy, and then if it hits the stomp and it hits you, it instant knocks you down, and it's got like a lot of cool stuff to it. But I think that my favorite thing about it was one buddy was playing Iron Man, the other buddy was playing Hulk, I was playing Widow. We were all fighting the boss differently. Like my friend who was playing Hulk he was attacking the legs, okay?
Right.
And he was just taking out the legs. My friend that was playing Iron Man, he was attacking the vents on the top, right? Like, and he had to dodge the turrets because it was shooting at him like he was having an air battle, okay? Buddy playing Hulk, he had to watch out for like it stomping on him, so he had to do like moves and attack it and stuff.
Right, like dodging.
I was playing as Widow. I was crawling all over that thing, taking out the tents. I had to make sure it didn't shock me off. So it was like we're all fighting the same thing, but we're having 3 different boss fights.
I like that.
It was all
cool.
different. Which was good because there's 3 boss fights in the beta. 2 of them or whatever, but the Villain Sector one was
Is
really,
awesome.
really good. So I guess to just sum up my feelings real quick about it, I liked it a lot. I liked it more than I thought I would. I played it for 3 days for fun most of the time because I was like, I just want to play beta. It's really good. I will say that the story, it seems like it's really, really good. It's interesting. And the gameplay is fun. And there's a lot of depths to characters and stuff. And each character has like you have to main a character because each character has like a battle pass locked in kind of thing. Where like you complete objectives as that character, you can level it up to unlock skins and like new nameplates and stuff like that, or just spend money, which is how there's no loot boxes, but there's going to be microtransactions. It's just like buy levels.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I really liked it. I think I'm gonna wait though, because with a game like Avengers, you got to see how the end game is.
True.
But I think if it pulls off a really good story and has a really good end game, it'll do what Destiny didn't do, which is Destiny 1 didn't have a good story, but it had a good end game.
That great end game.
Destiny 2 had a good story, but it didn't have a good end game.
Facts.
Okay? So if Avengers can have a good story and a good end game,
Pun.
okay, like a good first year, then it's off on a better foot than Destiny was.
So you're all for Avengers Endgame. Just so we're clear.
I'm all for. I don't think I'm gonna get it day one, because I want to see how it does.
Right.
But and I still think the Spider-Man stuff is lame.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and that made me go like, that doesn't. It's not boring. It's actually very fun to play. I guess is how you could just sum that up.
And you're looking forward to playing as Spider-Man on your PS4.
No, I'm gonna play the Superior Spider-Man Black Widow on my Xbox.
Let's fucking go.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
The beta, actually, again, I haven't played the beta, which is funny. I've seen people play the entire beta.
Mhm.
Beta sold me on the game. Like, I'm buying the game.
Yep.
Like, I think day one. Like, I think I'm really excited to play this game. It looks.
I definitely got to play it now. I only watched the tutorial. I thought that was it.
No, there's more, and it looks really fun.
No.
I will say also, I got more hype because recently I have an article pulled up on my phone here. There was a leak of the other characters you can play as in the game. So it's not just the ones that we saw. Currently, there's the Kamala Khan, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk.
Yeah, the main 6.
Yeah. And then we know that Hawkeye is coming as DLC later on down the line, which is crazy.
No,
They already announced
Spider-Man
that,
is
which annoys
coming.
me. And then Spider-Man is going to be PS4 exclusive. But there's also now been a leak And the other characters you can currently play as, I don't know if this is all of them, but it's a pretty good amount. Ant-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Falcon. Hulkbuster is listed as a separate character. Hulkbuster.
Wait.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Kate Bishop, who is the other Hawkeye. Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, Scarlet Witch, She-Hulk, Vision, War Machine, and Wasp.
Yeah, so this is really
that's a lot of
Marvel
characters.
Ultimate Alliance. Game, like the what is it? Is it a first person or third person? It's third person, right?
Third person.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty cool.
That had me pretty hyped because I love Scarlet Witch and like being like, hey, I can play as Scarlet Witch in this game. That sounds like fun. Or like Doctor Strange sounds like a lot of fun. I'm curious why Hulkbuster is separate.
Because Hulkbuster is Iron Man's ultimate.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Beta.
Maybe it's
it is. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I don't know if it's going to be just like a thing that you're permanently in, or like maybe it's like you get a mission or two with it, so maybe it's just coded that it's separate character because it has its own full mission maybe.
Probably you'll be in it the entire time.
Who knows at this point. Either way, the list of those characters had me very excited.
Those are people that are in the game, right?
Yeah. This is playable characters.
Not DLC. Oh, wow.
Not DLC. This is at launch characters, except for, again, Hawkeye and Spider-Man. That's it.
I wish they add X-Men characters in. I can't wait. Are they
still doing that where they're not doing X-Men for some reason?
I don't think X-Men are going to be in this at all. Even though Marvel acquired them, it's not going to be in the thing. Sorry, I'm going to respond. This is very important.
I think because X-Men could have their own game because X-Men have such a deep, like so many X-Men characters, dude.
There's so much X-Men, dude. Like there's.
I'm excited to play.
Just give us like Storm and Magneto. You know, give us at least like a couple of them. Don't not give us any.
They'd give you Wolverine. They'd give you Wolverine.
I'd be okay with that too.
I would too.
Wolverine Origins, the game, was the best Wolverine game.
It's
Magneto
not bad.
would be so much fun to play as too. Like, I can just imagine like playing as Magneto, or even like for the deep comic lore fans, there is Zorn, who is Magneto, who goes undercover as this like really like he's a different mutant, but he's like super powerful. But he wears this cool magnetic helmet. It's more for the aesthetic. I don't care about anything. Just give me a Zorn Magneto costume in game, and I'm fucking set. I think they did that in Ultimate Alliance though. I think I could be crazy.
Probably.
Anyways, anybody else got any other Avengers thoughts or anything?
No, man. I thought it was. I think I'm gonna wait.
I'm thinking I'm gonna play it now.
Yeah, you should. You should
check out the beta.
It's
definitely worth playing the beta.
Yeah. I just don't have time to play another thing like that because I mean, Beyond Light's about to come out.
Yep.
Cyberpunk's about to come out. Here's a real dumb reason why I can't get Avengers, and you're gonna make fun of me.
Waiting to make fun of you.
Right before Avengers comes out.
You?
Yeah, you can. Right before the day before, or I think a couple days after Avengers comes out, Kingdoms of Amalur remaster is coming out.
Oh, see, I'm not gonna make fun of you. That's a good game.
And that game is written by my favorite author of all time, so I'm like, I have to get it.
Kurt Schilling?
No. But you know, once I decide what platform to get it on, and if like, you know, if it has a good end game, I might like be like, hey, I might play Avengers.
Right.
It's fun to play this.
I'm really interested. Sorry, I'm doing this thing that I forgot to do earlier, and now I'm like scrambling to do it because there's like an hour left to do it. It takes me like 2 seconds, but I just need to log into a thing, and it wouldn't let me log into the thing. And I'm like, dude, just give me one.
Hey, Steven.
Yes. What's up? Sorry, I had to mute my mic.
Next time we do,
there's a lot of noise.
It's all right. Next time we do, the guys want to know next time we do movie night if you're down.
Yeah, I'm down. What are we watching?
Well, we don't know. We're just gonna be like the next time we do one, make sure we invite Steven and you too, Chappie.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
They want to do another movie night. We're thinking of doing. We kind of want to do like
I'm down to watch another bad movie.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys if there's a movie you guys want to watch, you guys call movie night, and then we'll watch it with you guys too. If there's a movie you want to watch,
Okay, and you guys usually just use Netflix, right?
Netflix, because it's easy to
It's
do
easy,
it with us
yeah,
all
you
on
just-
Xbox. Yeah,
On Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, it's the most convenient.
I'll be browsing Netflix then. I'll make a list
Yeah.
of stuff I want to
Let us
watch.
know.
All right, I've now
Right,
done my
pass.
thing. Now we can move on to the meat of our conversation.
I'll be
We're moving on to
stoked.
the big thing.
Give me 1 second. Let me
Yes.
close my door.
One.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so
go
this
ahead and
week-
start,
no, I'm
yeah.
kidding. So this past week, past week is in like literally yesterday. DC held basically its version of E3, which was more hype than E3 in my opinion. So it's called DC Fandome, and DC Fandome was pretty much like, hey, here's all of our announcements for things that are coming, like movies, video games, etc. Here's our slate of things that's coming up. We're just gonna give it to you all at once in a 7-hour block of show. And we're just going to have panels, and there's going to be fun things along with it. Like, here's just a whole presentation. Have fucking fun. And, they announced a lot of things. They went crazy yesterday, in my opinion.
I watched all those videos you linked too.
This is in my opinion, this is the best, show, quote unquote, that we've had in 2020 so far. Beating PlayStation, beating Xbox, beating anything else. This was the most hype in my opinion.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Not hard to do. But they I think they overshot it to the point where they double, tripled as good as it was. There was a lot of good stuff in here, in my opinion.
It was really good.
I've sent everybody the main videos that you want to see, because they also announced stuff for their CW shows, but I'm not a CW fan. I don't think anybody here really watches the CW stuff that much.
Really.
At least not anymore. They announced Legends of Tomorrow stuff. They announced Flash stuff, which is cool, good for them. Awesome.
Hey, at least they're keeping it going,
Yeah, they're being pretty consistent. So good for them. The meat of everything, though, was focusing mainly on the DCEU and those movies and the games that are coming along with it. So I want to just go into... I have the list of everything that I sent everybody in the chat, so I know what to talk about specifically. I'm going to start with the stuff that's a little bit smaller, in my opinion, and then work our way to the bigger stuff.
The Snyder Cut.
That's the bigger stuff. You should calm your fucking ass down, okay?
All right, we'll save that for the end.
Slow your roll, man.
I'm going to start with the Black Adam teaser that came out. So for those who don't know, Shazam happened. One of Shazam's greatest foes is Black Adam, played by The Rock, which is the best part of the entire movie, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
They showed a little teaser of that. It didn't have anything of actually him dressed up in an actual costume in real life. It was all concept art. It looked kind of cool, in my opinion. Black Adam's cool. The coolest thing that they announced was that the JSA is going to be in it, the Justice Society of America. And he also teased the fight with Superman, which is really, really cool. Nothing too insane, but I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on the Black Adam thing.
They actually teased that? I didn't
It wasn't in
notice
the
that.
video, but he teased it himself after the panel on Fandome and stuff like that. It was a little snippet thing.
Oh, okay.
And I think someone made a concept art of him. It was a concept art from the same thing, but it was him and Superman getting ready to fight. And I'm down for that.
Ooh.
I'm okay watching Henry Cavill and The Rock fight for. Give me a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, Henry
I'll take it.
Cavill's back, right?
And it's actually going to be Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill is Superman. He wants to be Superman.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on the Black Adam thing. It wasn't anything long. It was a minute-long concept art thing. I think it looked cool. Nothing crazy.
I mean, I'm excited for it because
I like Shazam.
Shazam was a good movie,
Shazam is the
and I
best
really
DCEU
liked
movie.
Shazam. It was really funny, and I liked it. And I was so anything to do with that would probably be really, really good. And also from what I've seen of The Rock doing his little live stream videos or whatever, he seems really excited about doing it.
He seems passionate about Black Adam, which I'm okay with.
And Black Adam isn't a bad guy. He's kind of like an anti-hero.
Kind of,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Anti-hero leaning more towards bad guy, but he's not full bad guy.
More toward. He's more like Magneto in a way, where he's I'm bad because I have to be bad or whatever, that kind of thing, right?
That's kind of
He
what
has
the
a
trailer
tragic past, right?
Yeah. The trailer was kind of I
so-
did what nobody else could. I had to do this. This was for the betterment
Yeah.
of our people.
He's
thing.
a Thanos.
In a way, yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
Which
not
are the
as
best kinds
villainous,
of
because Thanos turned insane at some point. But yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll be cool. I like Shazam, and I like The Rock. So why not?
Sounds good. Any thoughts, Steven? Or just
Sounds like a winning
Same thing.
combination.
I'm going to watch it.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure. I'm excited.
I mean, The Rock
You
is
just got
great.
you just got the Steven stamp of approval right there.
Hit it
Yeah.
right on the head.
There you go.
Also up next, again, really, really small thing in my opinion because this is like a thing that we all know. It should have been here already. They showed another trailer for Wonder Woman 1984. Movie looks good,
Yeah.
right? We're all on board of just like,
Yeah.
okay, it's going to be a good movie, but it just needs to come out already. You guys are just holding it for theaters.
Yeah.
Just fucking release the movie already. It looks good. Everybody's in on it, I think, because Wonder Woman 1 was great.
Yeah.
Another trailer. It showed Cheetah. That was cool. We actually got a look of what Cheetah actually looks like.
I didn't know they showed her. That's cool.
Yeah, they actually showed Cheetah. Looked cool. I don't think anything crazy to note, just besides the fact that everybody's excited. This movie looks good, right?
It was kind of just like a trailer to remind you that it's still a thing, right?
Yeah, that's what it felt
feel
like. It felt like,
was.
hey, here you go. Wonder Woman's still coming out, just so you know.
What's her name? Is that
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig?
Kristen Wiig.
Is that her name?
Yeah, she's Cheetah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
weird
cool.
seeing
Good
her
for
in
her.
Serious
a
movie.
villain role.
Yeah,
I guess it's considered a serious role.
yeah. And
Yeah.
It
That'll
seems
be
like it's really
interesting
good.
to see what she does.
Yeah, I think that looked pretty good. It's funny that we're blowing through these because I guarantee you the last like 2 or 3 is going to eat up the chunk of the time. Like just all these announcements.
Yeah.
But again, that's why we're
through
going in
Wonder
this
Woman,
order.
It's like, yeah, we're only
It's
blowing
been
through
talked
Wonder
about
Woman.
already.
It's like, you are excited for Wonder Woman? Yeah. That's all you need to do. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Let's see. I'm going to move on to. I'm going to move on to the Suicide Squad, not the game, the movie directed by James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy
Yes.
director.
Yes.
His movie got a bunch of new footage that was shown and a little first look and everything like that. Apparently, looks
I
interesting.
didn't see any of it.
That's fine. They didn't show anything too crazy, just like a lot of behind the scenes things. They showed John Cena, which was hilarious because John Cena is, I can't remember the character he's playing.
Peacekeeper.
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 Yeah.
He's douchey.
Wait,
Captain
what about
America.
John Cena?
John Cena's in the Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad movie coming out with James Gunn.
Yeah, he's playing Peacekeeper.
Wait, they showed a trailer for that?
Not a trailer,
Yeah.
but it was like a little inside look thing of like behind the scenes and like little
I
bits
think
here
I,
and there.
that might be the one thing I didn't click on. I
It-
think I
I
got
did
confused
the
with the
same.
game.
So it
I
was
didn't-
in there.
I didn't
You might have gotten confused with the game, but it looks
Yeah.
pretty good. It didn't have a lot of things like that were again too of note to it besides like showing the Rogues Gallery or not the Rogues Gallery, but
I
just
have
like
a question.
Task Force X. Joe has a question.
I'm going to raise my hand from now on when I have
I'm
questions.
just gonna call Joe.
So this is probably a no, but do we know if this is erasing the old one? If this is a new canon? If this is like a sequel to the first one? Or do we know anything about that?
From the looks of it, I think this is actually a
Like a reboot, maybe?
kind of. It's like a soft reboot where it kind of doesn't take into mind the original Suicide Squad, but it takes into mind Birds of Prey.
Okay.
So
okay.
like we
It's
know
kinda
this
weird.
exists, but it doesn't. But it does. It's kind of like it's borrowing from both kind of thing.
Okay.
Because it does have a lot of the same characters. Like Rick Flag is still the same Rick Flag. It's what's his name that played it in the last one. A lot of the people who are the characters are the same people for the most part. So I'm curious.
Just
to
no
see how it
Jared
looks.
Leto.
No Jared Leto, as far as we know. That could very easily change. Who knows?
True. You never
Um,
know.
But it looks. I think it looks good. James Gunn. I mean,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is good. It's fun. He did describe this movie as a war movie. He's theming it as a 1970s war movie, which I thought was interesting. I don't know how that's going to work
Wow.
with Suicide Squad, but it looks like a very big project of his. He said it's the biggest project he's ever done, and the movie he's had the most
Wow.
fun on with ever, which is saying something in my opinion.
Cool.
So I'm excited. I think Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be worse than the last one in my opinion. I don't think that's possible. I think the first Suicide Squad is garbage.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
it's
but we'll
pretty
see when
bad.
that comes out.
It's a pretty bad.
Moving into the other heavy hitters, quote unquote. So Snyder Cut trailer came out. Snyder Cut is real. It exists. We got a trailer
That
for
looked
it.
really
There
interesting.
it is.
It looks pretty.
I liked the
intense.
music.
The fucking hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Like I am your
That's a great
savior.
song.
I am bringing you my Snyder Cut. Take my gift, peasants. I was.
I thought it was funny.
So what's funny is I saw all the stuff from the Snyder Cut from someone who like has frequented the DC cinematic subreddit. I kind of saw most of these things already, and I was like, okay, but like,
Mm.
I was like, this looks kind of, I'm excited. Like I'm still excited. I shouldn't be as excited as I am. I don't know if it's because of the bet that me and Joe have right now, but I'm
Remind
excited
everybody
for it.
what the bet is.
Remind them the bet.
Okay, so the bet is I can't
Loser
remember
has to
s-
buy the winner dinner.
Yeah, but I think it has to be. We went by Rotten Tomato score. Is that what we said? We were just like,
Did
oh,
you
if
say it
it's
have to be at least a 7 or higher?
770.
I said it's not going to be higher than a 70.
And I said anything above 70 is my win. And the
And I'll tell you
loser-
what,
buys the winner dinner.
And I tell you what, I watched that trailer. Okay, the Hallelujah was fantastic.
So great.
All right, and I watched the movie, and it looks like it's definitely gonna be better than the old one, but I still think it's just gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna be great.
The thing that's gonna hurt the movie, in my opinion,
Considering the old one was what, a 30%?
Yeah, it was like a 27.
Yeah.
The thing that hurts it, in my opinion, that just like makes me iffy, is that it's 4 fucking hours long, and they confirm that. Like,
whoa,
that's a long ass movie. There's a lot of things you got to do in that movie to keep it good that entire ass time.
They're probably gonna Hateful Eight it, like what Hateful Eight did, because there's a 4-hour version of Hateful Eight, and they separated it into 4 hour-long episodes.
Oh yeah,
so they might cut it up.
Did you see Hateful Eight, Joe?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I was gonna say I think the original Hateful Eight isn't. It's already almost 4 hours long.
Damn.
I want to say it's like over 3 hours.
The original Hateful Eight, I think, is like almost as long. It might be a little bit longer than Django, and then but that was because they had it was supposed to be 4 hours, but the studio, I think the thing is that they made them cut like an hour and something minutes out of the movie. So then when it was over, they they released the here's the actual 4-hour movie we wanted to release, because I think
I watched the 4-hour movie because it was long. I remember it being really long.
Here's the segue real quick. Would you go to a theater and watch a 4-hour movie?
Depends on the movie.
I heard when they did that, they did like an intermission.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. Like halfway through, they're like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna break for a little bit and go get your foods, go to the
And that's
bathroom."
how it used to be done back in the day. Like movies were long.
Yeah.
And people went to the concession stand or to the bathroom.
I would watch. I mean, it's the same thing as like watching a marathon of TV shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would not be opposed to like when movies come back and they're like, if Hateful Eight came out and they're like, yeah, it's a 4-hour. They're like, it's a 4-hour movie. I'm like, dude, I'll watch a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good. Django's almost 3 hours and it feels like an hour and a half.
True.
Now that I think about it, I kind of want them to bring that back to some capacity if movie theaters ever come back, because it's like I remember watching Endgame and just being like halfway through Endgame being like, I have to piss so bad.
Oh yeah.
But there's no way I'm going to the bathroom.
No way.
There's no way. But imagine if halfway through they're like, all right, you guys got 5 minutes. It's like, cool.
Oh,
Let's
easy.
go.
Easy.
Like that would have been great.
I would have been cool with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Snyder Cut is real, and it looks. I mean, we just got the one look. It wasn't really that big of a difference in my opinion. There were little things here and there, and it showed like a lot of the stuff from the original trailers. I'm excited, but it didn't like do me crazy. I was like, okay, I knew this was happening. I'm excited.
I'm curious as to how the plot is going to change, because the first one is the dumb mother boxes thing. So I wonder if it's just like, yeah, Darkseid's just coming to F you up. Then I wonder if Batman's like vision, dreams, like, because like when you think about the original, the Justice League,
right?
If they're talking about, because apparently you're supposed to call it the Justice League.
It is the Justice League.
When you think about the original one, when Steppenwolf is there, right? He attacks the town, and I forget because I haven't seen it in forever. And if you guys remember, please remind me.
I'll try to remember.
Do they purposely move the mother box? Do they purposely move the mother box like to a random town to avoid casualties, or is it just in a random town where the fight takes place?
Oh, you mean with the kids and the family that shouldn't have been there but is there?
Yeah, like did they move the mother box there?
That was Steppenwolf got the mother box, I believe, and then he took it out there.
And see, because that to me was weird, because I'm like, you're not gonna you're not gonna have a big throwdown in the city. You're gonna have it in some quaint little town. Like, come on, fight in the city. Let's go. So I kind of hope when Darkseid shows up, he's like, I'm blowing stuff up.
Yeah, he's like, fuck
I'm blowing it up. He looked cool.
That was kind of like Man of Steel.
He looked cool.
Right?
I think Darkseid did look cool.
I have a problem. Here's my thing, though. Right? I'm like, it still looks kind of like not as good as Avengers CGI, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it looks
like he looked good. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't look as good as Thanos.
I wonder if it's also
like, how does he not look as good as Thanos?
I wonder if it has to do because they're still in fairly early production for it. Like
probably. That's probably
could
it.
be that. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I mean, we still have a year before the movie comes out, and this was all new footage. So I mean, like, it could just be that, and it's like, you know what, this is new stuff thrown
I
together.
wonder if they're gonna make Cyborg look a little bit better.
They're showing more of his story, which is nice.
Yeah, but he needs to look better too.
I mean, true.
he still looks.
I was watching clips like a couple months ago, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, I don't remember Cyborg looking this bad." But he looks
I know.
bad in that movie.
He does. He looks so, which is weird, because you put a little practical on him,
Yeah.
right? But I think they just CGI'd the whole thing, and that's just
You don't
it
gotta go
doesn't-
nuts.
Yeah.
And I hate saying it like it doesn't look good. I'm like, because I feel like it doesn't matter if it's good, right?
Right.
But if it's so bad it's distracting,
Then it gets a little.
then I can't.
He doesn't look like he's
I have
really
a-
there.
Prediction for the end of the movie.
Prediction.
I have a prediction for the end of the movie. They're not. Here's my crazy prediction. Ready? They're not gonna beat Darkseid. Okay.
Okay.
Because Darkseid is kind of like acknowledges like power. Like he acknowledges strength. I think maybe that they're just gonna put up such a good fight that he's gonna go, all right, you can have this one,
And
he's
leave.
just gonna bail and leave. Because if I don't know if you ever saw it, there was a DC animated movie with Darkseid, and it was
Apocalypse
the Justice
War?
League versus Darkseid, Apocalypse War.
Yes.
And Batman does the best fake out like thing to like get Darkseid to leave the planet Earth alone, where he's just like, I'll blow up your whole planet just to save one person. And then Darkseid is just like, well played. And he goes, if anyone else tried that, I wouldn't believe them. But I know you would absolutely do it.
Yeah,
So he
Batman
goes,
doesn't give a fuck.
all right, go ahead.
Whose planet was Batman gonna blow up?
He was gonna blow up Apocalypse, or Darkseid's like planet. He has these things called like something spores, like Armageddon spores, or whatever.
Something like that.
And they destroy planets. These spores.
I love that idea.
And
though.
Batman
That's so
says
funny.
he's gonna. And Batman says he's gonna let them all loose on Darkseid's planet. And Darkseid's like, you don't even know the password. And then Batman says the password out loud, and he's like, you let Supergirl is like he kidnapped her. He's like, you let her go. He goes, or I'm gonna blow up your entire planet. And then Darkseid, he's not even mad. He's just like, well played. He's like, all right, you can take her. You can go. Well played. And I was like, that's why Darkseid's cool.
I love the Batman inside
That's
of
awesome.
those DC animated universe things. Like oh my god, he's such a fucking badass. He doesn't care.
The DC animated movies are top. They're way
Oh, yeah.
better than Marvel animated movies.
Oh yeah, DC animated movies are amazing. I also recommend everybody watch
Definitely,
Justice League
yeah.
Doom. It's the best one out there. Watch it.
But I'll watch the Snyder Cut. I hope it's good.
Or you're gonna
I
have
hope
to
they
watch the
fix
Snyder
it
Cut. You're gonna make
a little
make
bit.
you watch it. I think. I hope so. God, for my stomach's benefit, I hope so.
Please fix Cyborg.
So besides
Please.
that, there's only 3 more things left on DC fandom, but these are the pack of punchers in my opinion. We have.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do the games first, and then we'll do the big one in my opinion at the very end. Let's start with the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad
Okay.
game was announced from Rocksteady, same people who made the Arkham video games. So like
I
Arkham
have thoughts.
Asylum, City, and
Same.
Night. Showed a trailer for that. To me, it looked. I think it looks good. It looks super. Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
That's what I got from the trailer.
Definitely.
Was like, oh, cool. So Sunset Overdrive is being remade. That's cool.
Yeah.
I dug the humor. I dug, like the interaction between everybody. It seemed kind of cool. I'm curious about something, but first I am excited to say that it takes place in the Arkhamverse, confirmed, like same universe as Batman Arkham Asylum, City, and Night. They said that.
Well, now I have more thoughts.
Yeah.
So spoilers.
Spoilers.
Joker's
Dead.
not gonna be in that. He's dead.
It's like a
yeah.
10-year spoiler. You guys can chill if you haven't played it. We're talking about DC,
Okay.
and if you don't know that, you have a problem. So yeah, Joker's
Joker is
dead in
dead.
the Arkhamverse.
Yeah.
Harley is on her own. I don't know if this takes place after Arkham Knight or before Arkham Knight, but I also have thoughts on that too, but I'll get to that later on when we talk about Gotham Knights.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was confirmed by Sefton Hill, the lead at Rocksteady, that this does take place in the Arkhamverse, 100%. And I think it looks cool. Showed Superman kind of brainiaced out, and he killed a guy, and Suicide Squad are like, oh, we have to kill him? What? But very, very interesting trailer overall. I'm excited for it. My only concern is that we didn't see any gameplay. I don't know what kind of game it is yet. Is it going to be...
It's not even out till 2022.
Not out till 2022, which I thought was kind of early. But I'm like, is it going to be a similar Arkham-style thing, but just with co-op? Or is it going to be leaning more towards Avengers, which I hope not, because we don't need a bunch of these kind of games. What do you guys think?
Do you think it's
Go
going
ahead,
to be up
Steven.
to 4 players?
This one? Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
I was getting
probably.
like a Left 4 Dead vibe from it,
Oh, I could see that.
as well as a Sunset Overdrive. I was like, oh, look, there's 4 of them. I bet you can all play, like you play as all 4 of these guys, like on missions and stuff.
Yeah. I think they
Has
said
that been confirmed or not?
I think they said you can, like, free-willingly switch people. You're not tied to a character per mission.
Okay.
So you can go through the whole thing as Harley, or go through the whole thing as Deadshot, or
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, or Great White. Like, you can go through any of them like that, which is like...
So,
Mm.
why did they replace Killer Croc? They're like, Killer Croc sucks. Kids don't like crocodiles.
Yeah, Great
they
White
like
came
sharks.
out of nowhere.
They like
Because
sharks.
he's voiced by Samoa Joe, guys. That's why.
I don't know. who
Wait.
that is.
What?
King Shark is voiced by Samoa Joe.
In the game?
Yeah, I think is King Shark's not in the Suicide Squad movie, right?
No, not
That
actually. I think he is.
he's Samoa Joe does I think the King Shark for the game.
I'm looking this up. You guys talk about your
Make
thoughts.
sure.
I'm looking this up.
Make sure.
I want to.
Maybe
I
I
want to
kinda-
have a controversial
Okay.
discussion, kind of a sidetrack before we get back to the game.
Okay.
It's about this guy right here.
Superman.
Because while I was watching that trailer,
Superman.
something came to my head, and I thought,
Okay, what is it?
okay, Superman's bad,
I mean, what?
which we've seen a lot,
Oh.
and I'm thinking,
Wow, he does.
is
That's
the
so
most is the most interesting thing about Superman as a character the fact that he can turn evil?
cool. I actually don't think that so. I think the thing about Superman is just like just the pure amount of hope and good is that what drives
Yep.
him. I think it's just
Yeah.
a cool concept for him to go bad, and that's why people have been doing it so much lately. Because you haven't really seen it in
Mhm.
mainstream media until like Injustice got it really big. Injustice was the big one.
Yeah, Injustice was the one that started it, and it's like, but a lot of things have done it since. There was that one movie, and not just Superman, but like the idea of a Superman. Like, you guys have seen The Boys, right?
Boys is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, The Boys did it. There was a movie not that long ago about, I think they find basically Superman, where they find a kid
Oh,
who's
Brightburn.
from outer space. Yeah, Brightburn.
James Gunn did that
And-
movie.
Exactly.
I want to watch Brightburn.
I
I've
like
never seen it.
Brightburn.
That concept has been
It's on
used a
Netflix.
lot lately, and I'm thinking that is like the most interesting like thing you can do with Superman is you have someone who's so powerful, now make him evil.
Well, I mean, that's even the thing that's discussed in the Justice League or the Batman vs Superman movie is like, or even Man of Steel is like, he has all this power. What happens if he decides
Mhm.
to just say "fuck you"?
Yeah,
Game over. Like,
we're screwed
if it's not like he is a bad
That's-
guy, it's
that's
like, what if
scary.
he became
Well, I think
a bad
that's
guy?
the reason why Superman's a great.
Hero.
because he just he.
Well, I think
doesn't.
that's why Superman's a great character because he won't. I mean, I think that's why people are like, he's so strong. What if he decides that? But he's not going to.
Yeah, not
you know what I mean?
against, not
He has
with his own will. Like, he will have to be
not
manipulated
with his
in
own
some crazy way.
with his own will, and I think that's what makes Superman a good character. Is you have all this power, even though you do only good, okay, most people are gonna be like, what if you do bad though?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what makes Superman cool. Is he's the ultimate good guy, but no one care. Everyone's like, thank you, Superman, but like. Most of the people are also like we gotta stop him because what if he does something bad? Like what if he just like
There's that
and,
underlying
like how
fear.
can we? It is.
Yeah.
And even though he's the goodest person ever,
Mhm.
Which is why I love Superman. I think what would be a cool idea for Superman. I thought about this, like a game. You
Right.
could do a Superman game like this. Rob him of his powers. Okay.
Mhm.
So he has to learn who Clark Kent is without the
Superman.
abilities, and then you could just do a game where he's like slowly building up his powers again. So like when he fights people and they're like, "You're not as strong anymore," and he gets his ass kicked and stuff like that. And
That
he
would
has
actually
to,
be an interesting concept, like to slowly have him reacquire his powers and be
yeah,
like it's not just a Superman game anymore. It's a Clark Kent trying to realize what Superman truly means to him kind of game.
I have a hot
Kinda
take about the
Man of
Suicide
Steel
Squad
and
game.
make it into a game.
Yeah.
Steel would
I have
be
a hot
nice.
take about the Suicide Squad game.
Listening.
Okay. The trailer didn't make me excited for it
Ooh.
at all. Because
Not at all.
when
Not
I
a little bit.
Nope.
Not even a
No.
little
No.
bit?
And you want to know why?
Dang.
No, not even a little bit. Because I was all like, oh, it's gonna be. And here's why. For two reasons. When they teased the promotional poster,
Mhm.
and it's like it was like a picture of Superman, and they had like a gun pointed at him,
Right.
and I'm like, are they gonna try and kill Superman? Like that sounds dope, right?
Right.
I thought, and then they're like, yeah, they have to kill Superman because he's evil, and I was all like, why don't they just make it though? Like Amanda Waller is like, because Amanda Waller is
A dick.
so corrupt, she's so bad,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
and they're villains, okay. Why didn't she just be like, I want to get rid of the Justice League because they're stepping all over my boundaries, and I can't trust the Justice League, because of the reasons we just talked about, right? So go and take them out. And she sends the Suicide Squad to kill the good guys, okay? Instead of it being like Superman's mind control, now you have to fight him. Because I'm like, that's not as interesting as like you just
'Cause
have
it's
to go
Brainiac,
kill normal
right?
Superman.
Brainiac
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I'm like, it'd be more interesting if it was just like Amanda Waller's like, I'm so sick of Justice League, all this stuff.
Oh, he's lagging.
I can't trust them. I'm gonna send the Suicide Squad after. Am I?
Yeah, not anymore.
Hello? Am I here?
You're good now.
Okay. I want to send the Suicide Squad after him, and then I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be funny, like game, and I'm just like, I'm not really like.
I think before we get to Gotham Knights, I think the thing that like kind of threw it off for me too is like it's called Kill the Justice League, but it just seems like Superman's the threat, and he's the only one that's really corrupt out of the entire thing.
Well, he's the major
I
threat.
mean, he is the one, but like I'm just
Yeah.
like, if it's called Kill the Justice
But-
League, you think you show more than just Superman the entire time because it makes it seem like it
And-
takes place in Metropolis, Brainiac's the villain, and Superman's bad. Like it's all Superman shit, which is cool.
I
don't
have
get me
a
wrong,
theory. I have a theory.
But I'm like, they're gonna break him out of his mind control. They're not really gonna kill
but-
him.
Exactly. Your theory, Steven?
I already know the plot of the game.
Yeah, my theory is
Go
that Rocksteady was originally working on a Superman game, weren't they?
It was rumored, yeah.
Yes.
I think they were making a Superman game, and they realized we can't make a good Superman game. So let's
Here's
make
my
a
idea.
Suicide Squad game. We already have all the assets. We have Metropolis because we were working on this Superman game. We're still gonna use Superman, but he's not gonna be
Good.
like.
He's not gonna be
Yeah.
the main character.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be playable.
Yeah.
We'll make a game about fighting Superman. That's more interesting than making a game about Superman.
Let's be honest, Superman boss fight is a lot
Yeah.
more interesting than Superman playable game. Probably.
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 And
I think that's
Yeah,
probably what
but-
happened.
I don't know. I didn't like the mind control
Aspect.
thing. I didn't
Fair.
like it, and I was just like, I just can't buy Captain Boomerang as like who wants to play Captain Boomerang? Like, you know what I mean? There's so many
Fair.
there's so many Suicide Squad members. You could throw Killer Frost in there. You know what I mean?
That would be so rad.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, well, we have Captain Boomerang because he's in the movie, and I'm like, I don't care about Captain Boomerang.
They made him
Yeah.
a speedster though.
Eh.
That is a thing though in the comics. I believe it's Captain Boomerang's son is a speedster, but I don't think
Yeah.
this is the son. I think this is actually the dad.
Yeah,
They're
he
just
looks
we're
like
just
an
gonna
old
blend
guy.
it into the two.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. I think it's too far out to announce it in my opinion, but we'll see what happens when we get closer. Let's move on to the next game, which I think there's a lot to talk about in this game in my opinion.
This one actually
Gotham
has
Knights.
gameplay.
It has gameplay. Gotham Knights, Joe's background right here, was
This
announced
one made me excited.
from WB
This one made me
Montreal.
excited.
Yeah. Set
Mhm.
in what seemingly is not the Arkhamverse, which is weird because the trailer starts
Said
off
it's not.
seeming like it's in the Arkhamverse because it's like,
Yep.
oh, Bruce Wayne is dead and this and blah blah blah. But it looks slightly different than Arkham Games 2. plays a little bit different, has like numbers and levels and stuff like that, but apparently not an entire games as a service game like the Avengers. They did come out and say that it's like more of like a drop in, drop out co-op kind of thing, but where you
I'm
play as
excited,
the
man.
Bat family. So you play as I was gonna say Batman, Red Hood, Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I thought it
So-
looked fantastic.
It
I
looked
thought it
great.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. That one was very impressive to me. Like the gameplay, when you're like riding on the Bat Cycle, and you're
Yeah.
like, all the explosions are happening, and then you kind of just like seamlessly go into the building and stuff. It kind of reminded me of the
Mhm,
Spider-Man
mhm.
game.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah,
major
yeah.
story points of that. So the question I have is, who was that hero that joined her?
Hero the
Who
Joiner?
was that? Yeah, there was a
You mean-
point
Oh,
where
Red Robin.
Okay, that was Red
Yeah,
Robin.
With the hood over him, right? Not hood, but like his whole head
I
was
didn't
covered.
know who that was.
Yeah, so it's Robin. It's Red Robin is what his
That's
name
Tim
is.
Drake, right?
Tim Drake is Red
That's
Robin.
that's Tim Drake's as adult like Robin.
Yeah.
Like that's his version of his adult.
But
Robin.
everybody's saying that just probably as a skin for Robin, because the Robin that was there, everybody thought was Damian Wayne, but apparently it's Tim Drake. So
I thought it was Damien. It is Tim.
yeah, it seems I don't
There's-
never got
okay.
confirmation, but everybody
There's
seems
4
to be in
different
agreement.
Robins, so
There's 4
it's
different
kind of hard
Robins.
to keep track.
2 of them are already there, so you can kind of do process of elimination and take out
Mhm.
Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. So those 2 are
Yeah.
out. So there's only 2 left that you can really pick that
I
are
thought-
male.
I thought Red Hood looked a little bit like Deadpool, a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of wish they just kept the design from the Arkham games, but again, if this is not Arkhamverse, then it makes sense. It did.
Make
Yeah.
his helmet a little more metal.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they are still taking. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Here's my big spoiler here. It's in the Arkhamverse. I think it's in the Arkhamverse. They're gonna say
Okay.
that it's not to throw everybody off because WB did that with fucking Origins, where they're like, Joker's not in the game. Joker's not in the game. No, he's not. And then it turns out that Black Mask was the Joker. Spoilers, but again, it's a 12-year game.
Yep.
But
Okay.
I think this actually takes place in the Arkhamverse, and they're tricking us.
I'd be fine with it.
Big surprise if it actually is for most
Yeah.
people. But I have a theory on this whole thing. I'm gonna just go into it, and we're just gonna go from there.
Okay.
Real quick, at the end of the trailer that I sent you guys, not the gameplay trailer, the actual trailer, my favorite Batman villains ever were shown. And
Yes.
I lost my fucking.
I think
They've
lost it.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
You guys deserve that.
dude. They've
my
never
God.
been in a game.
They've never been in.
They've never been in a
media.
game
They've
before.
never been in anything besides comics. And they
Yeah.
finally,
Who?
they are.
I missed this.
Okay.
I didn't see this.
So at the very end of the trailer, the original trailer, go back and watch it, Steven. It has like this
think
figure
I'll do that right
walking
now.
underneath, and it's like this little nursery rhyme comes on in the background. This little girl's like, nobody talks about them.
It was so creepy,
like,
dude.
they're able to do whatever they want, and if you try to go after them, the Talon's gonna kill you. So pretty much, what it is the Court of Owls, who is
Oh
a,
my
Oh,
god, I'm so
yeah.
excited,
they're a
dude.
newer Batman villain. They came out with Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman run in the New 52 way back when. Long story short, they're pretty much Gotham's Illuminati. They run
Mhm.
Gotham behind the scenes, and they are huge. Like, they're made up of all these wealthy people, and they pretty much have these reanimated dead zombie warriors called Talons that go out and do all their bidding for them. So they just like, go kill this person, go do this, go do this.
It's so interesting.
It's so
so
good and it's
interesting.
so creepy. The reason, in my opinion, why Court of Owls is the best Batman story ever is it took everything about Batman and flipped it. Because everything about Batman is like, he runs Gotham. He knows Gotham inside and out, even if he doesn't know these criminals. And then the entire time it turned out that the Court of Owls was running Gotham right under his nose for years and years and years beforehand. And they just took over everything.
Isn't there versions where his parents might have been members or whatever?
Yeah, I think
Pretty
his
sure they
dad
were.
Yeah.
was supposed to be a member of the Court of Owls. And then there was also a storyline beat where they tried to bring Robin into the Court of Owls, or like Dick Grayson had family ties to the Court of Owls and stuff like that. So they've always been there. I think that's just the creepiest part about it. Is like, you didn't know that they were always there.
Yeah,
but
it's
they
super
were.
cool.
Court of Owls is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm super excited that
yeah.
they're in this game. I hope it seems like they're the main villain, and that's awesome. Here's where my tinfoil hat theory comes in. I was gonna say spinfoil, but we're not talking Destiny. This does take place in the Arkhamverse,
Mm-hmm.
and I also think that Batman is very much still alive.
Oh yeah.
The beginning of the thing
Oh,
showed
for sure
Batman
he's
being
alive.
like, "Oh, I'm dead. You know, if you see this, I'm dead." Blah blah blah. But
I
here's
didn't
my
see a body.
my theory is he faked his own death, whether it's the ending of Arkham Knight or not. He faked his own death. Or no, I'm sorry. He didn't fake his own death. He did not. But the Court of Owls, in the story, in the comics of Court of Owls, I'm going to just go off on a tangent. There's a small part of the story where the Court of Owls abducts Batman / Bruce Wayne and like takes him, and they put him in this labyrinth underground. And they pretty much say, hey, find your way out and you can live. If you don't, you're going to die down here forever, and we're going to watch it. And they watch him from above, and they watch him try to navigate this labyrinth, and they pump the labyrinth full of like this gas that makes you hallucinate and kind of like go crazy. And Bruce Wayne like almost loses his mind down there, and he's down there for weeks. So my theory is he's not dead. Court of Owls staged this whole thing to make it seem like Bruce Wayne is dead, so they abducted him and took him to this labyrinth. And you're going to play missions as Bruce underground in this labyrinth trying to get out like periodically. Like, to show, like, hey, he's still alive. And then eventually, at the end of the game, in, like, the last act of the game, you're going to rejoin the Bat family as Batman and be able to just, like, be reunited and take down the entire Court of Owls. That's what I think is going to happen. And if it does, that would be amazing. I would lose my marbles over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gotham Knights made me really excited. That one got me hyped a lot, and I'm with you because I know a little bit about the Court of Owls. I'm all like, they're so creepy.
I highly
they're
suggest,
so creepy.
if you guys can find it, read the Court of Owls arc. It's only like 10 comic book issues, which is like this big. It's really tiny. It's so good.
I've seen a little bit of it in the Batman animated movies that they did, where was it Damian Wayne was in them?
They're trying to
they
recruit
did
Damian.
that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it borrowed elements from it. It wasn't an exact adaptation, but it was close. But the Court of Owls is awesome. I love them. They're my favorite Batman villain.
They're very, very cool. Very cool.
And they also showed a gameplay with it. They showed a 7-minute gameplay of like how everything works and everything like that. And you know, like they showed the Mr. Freeze boss fight too, which I don't know if you guys saw that.
Did it actually show the full thing, or it kind of
it cut off halfway through
right?
the boss fight. It looked cool. I was a little disappointed in the boss fight because it looked kind of just like just go punch the boss over and over again, versus like, you know, Arkham City had a boss fight with Mr. Freeze, which was really cool. Where it was like cool, you know, see what I did there, Mr. Freeze. It was a cool boss fight.
Yeah, I see what you did there. That's good.
But the whole thing was like
that was solid.
He adapted to how you attacked him, and that was like a whole boss fight. And it was really cool. As for this one, just go fight him. I hope that the boss fights are more intricate than that, and that's why they cut it off early, because there is more mechanics to it. But we'll see when it comes out. Gotham Knights, in my opinion, looks amazing, though. I cannot wait for this game. Like, hands down.
So it's supposed to be multiplayer, right? Like drop in, drop out?
Drop in, drop out.
So was Red Robin the second player in that scenario?
Yes. Main was
Okay.
Batgirl, and then Red Robin was the second player.
So you can play this by yourself, and he's probably just in AI, right? Or
Yeah.
you can have your friend jump in, and he joins you in the fight.
Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
everybody joins as is. I think no matter what, even if the game isn't what I was expecting, because I was expecting more of an Arkham game, I give WB Montreal all the credit in the world, because they are trying something different with a series that everybody thought was only going to be one way for the rest of its time. So they went out and were like, we're going to make this drop-in, drop-out co-op, you know, numbers, levels, and stuff like that kind of game, when everybody thought that we were just going to do more Batman Arkham. So,
Yeah.
kudos to
I
them.
like that it's
Avengers kind
story-driven.
of has that thing where you can, I like it story driven too. Avengers has a thing where you can play mission solo, and it just brings it brings AI companions with you. And you can, like, as you said, the roster is so deep. If you don't select anybody, it randomly picks 3 people from the roster to just throw into your game.
Right.
But if you select, you're like, I want this person, this person, then those people are set in it. So like, you can't ever play an Avengers mission with one character. It has to always be a group of 4. It's just either 2 people and 2 AI, 3 people and 1 AI, 1 person and 3 AI, or 4 people.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll
But
work.
the cool thing
something like
is
that.
it doesn't have to always be the same characters.
No, they're interchangeable.
No,
That's
if you
awesome.
select it, if you don't select your 3 companions that you want, it just pulls 3 random people from the roster. I'm assuming it pulls 3 people random from the roster, because I've turned that off because I wanted to play a mission solo,
Yeah.
and the game was like, "Hey, here's Iron Man, Hulk, and Miss Marvel," and I'm like, "But I don't. Why are you here?
Too bad.
I didn't invite you."
I wonder if the
So-
Gotham Knights game is going to be like that. Like, do you think Batgirl always is in that scenario, or do you think it could have been
actually
separate
no. I
characters?
think Gotham Knights. I'm thinking Gotham Knights is gonna work a lot like Borderlands,
Yep.
kind of a little bit.
That's what I was thinking.
4 characters. You can play the whole game by yourself, or you can play the whole game by yourself as one of the 4 characters, or you can all pick a character and you can all play the game together. I think that's what's gonna work out because that's what Borderlands does. I think that's how it's gonna work.
That's fun.
Yeah, looks like fun.
I really
very
liked
excited.
it. Yeah.
Any other
Yeah.
thoughts on Gotham Knights before we get to the last bit?
How much time do we have left?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, let's get to the last bit then. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's get to
Let's
the
do it.
last bit. So the last thing that they showed for DC Fandome, last thing we're going to talk about DC Fandome, was
Yep.
the long-awaited trailer for
Yeah.
The Batman. So Robert
Oh
Pattinson
my
starring,
God.
Matt Reeves directing The
Mhm.
Batman, and
Mhm.
2 minutes.
What did Matt Reeves
Can I do one thing?
You can do
Can
one
I
thing.
do one
and then
thing?
and then I'll answer your question, Steven. Go ahead and do one thing. He's slow capping, by
I
the
can't
way.
even hear it.
You can't.
Um,
Hold on.
There we go.
There
hear
we
now?
go.
Fantastic.
Real quick, Steven. Matt Reeves did the Planet of the Apes movies, the newer ones.
Okay, those were
Um,
okay.
Yeah, and he's done a couple other things I can't remember, but this guy's a Batman fan through and through. I've heard interviews with him. He talks about things that like people would not believe. Like he goes in depth with stuff, and I'm like, oh, you know your shit.
He's a nerd.
He's a fucking nerd. What a loser. No, I'm kidding. My God,
That's
this
good,
trailer.
though.
My God, this trailer,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, is
Mm-hmm.
from what I can remember, excluding The Dark Knight so far, but even counting The Dark Knight, is one of the best trailers I've seen for a Batman movie ever. Like the movie was,
It looked great.
the trailer was fantastic. Are you kidding me? Like
His
Yeah.
suit looks awesome.
okay, okay, we're gonna get right in it. So the scene
Yeah.
when Gordon, Jeffrey Wright, is talking and he's like saying one of Riddler's riddles, and he's like, "Does this look like anything to you?" And you see him first come out, and he walks into the picture, and I'm like, "That's Batman! Holy fuck, that is Batman!" Like, I think he looks more Batman than Ben
Mhm.
Affleck looked like Batman, which is crazy because I thought that Ben Affleck
Oh,
was the
for
best
sure.
looking Batman in my opinion. He looks like Batman. Oh my fucking god.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so good. And like the whole thing with the trailer, it just makes it seem like it's going to be a super gritty, down to earth, like let's go movie. Like it just looks
Detective movie.
yep, detective AF. Like
This is a Batman Begins Part
Mhm.
2.
pretty
It's
much.
like a new reboot.
Well, I mean,
kinda.
this Batman is only 2 years into being Batman, so it's not going to show him at the beginning, but like he's still really young, which is why what seems like, because we never got confirmation, the Riddler in the trailers is like some weird crazy guy with like a mask over his face and everything like that, and you know, I don't know if you saw, there's that
I thought it was Hush.
not Hush, definitely not
It's
Hush.
not Hush.
Not
They
Hush.
said it's Riddler.
They haven't confirmed who the guy is yet, but they've confirmed the villains so far are Catwoman, or Selina, she's not Catwoman yet. The Riddler, or also not Riddler yet, he's Edward Nashton, and
Penguin.
Penguin, who's played by Colin Farrell.
Ah, okay. I thought it was Hush. Okay.
And
well then, damn.
Carmine Falcone, I think, as well as in the movie, but you know, he's
Oh,
probably just gonna be a
okay.
gangster.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
breeze in your room, huh?
Yeah, you can see the
I can see your thing going.
I have a fan
Mhm.
on, so it's blowing there.
Oh, okay.
I thought this looked amazing. I thought everything about it was really, really cool. Very well done. Like, this is what I've always expected a Riddler movie to look like, in terms of, like, him being the main bad guy. And, like, okay, we're just going to do some crazy shit. And, like, there's the scene where Arpats as Bruce Wayne is, like, in a courthouse, and a car comes in, and a guy gets out, and he has, like, a bomb strapped to him, or, like, to his hand, and he's, like, shaking, and it just says, like, to the Batman on it. Like, very, like, terroristic kind of style. Just
Mhm.
very cryptic, and I think it looks
Mhm.
awesome. I'm so on board.
And then Robert Pattinson beat the shit out of a guy.
That was
That
the
was
best scene in
dope.
the whole fucking
That
trailer.
was so good.
He like just walking. He's like, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" He just like fucking beats the guy down, and he throws him down on the ground. He's like, "You know what? No, I'm not done." And he just gets back down and starts beating him with the
Did
thing.
you see what those guys were wearing?
The face paint.
They were wearing clown makeup.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
They were wearing clown makeup because they had little red things like this. They were wearing clown
again.
makeup.
I'm watching it for like the 5th time.
Yeah.
But
I wonder what that
but-
could be.
Dude, when he's just like, and then he punches him, and then he just goes, vengeance. I was like, hell yeah.
He also, granted, it's just
It
that
was
one
so
line
good.
in the entire movie, the entire trailer. That was a really good
Mhm.
Batman voice. Like, it sounded very like not like Christian Bale. Like, it sounded like just deep enough to be like, I'm fucking Batman, dude. That's it.
It doesn't sound like Robert Patterson.
It does not. He sounds so.
It didn't.
Everything about it looked awesome. Like even like the scenes,
Yeah.
like, you know, you get the scenes with like this Riddler character. You see Selina for a little bit. You have like stuff with Jeffrey Wright, aka Gordon, and then you have like the very end where what it seems like Riddler and Batman are interacting, and he's like, "Yeah, you're part of this too." And then Arpat's like has his mask off, and he's like, "Well, how?" And like people thought it was like a meme at first, but I think it just makes sense where he has like all this like eye makeup on and everything. And I'm like, but that's kind of how it's supposed to look. You know, if this was,
Oh, I thought he looked really emo. I thought it was funny.
he did look emo. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a meme, but I'm like, it makes sense as to why, because like he's not just gonna not have eye makeup around there. Like if he's trying to make himself look intimidating, it's just gonna look weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. The Mad Max Fury Road Batmobile, I'm so on board with after seeing
Yeah.
that trailer. It looks so cool. Like I can't stop watching this trailer and can't stop praising it enough.
I love the song choice, the Nirvana song.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
That was really,
It's good.
really. That was a
It
good
looked great.
style for it. And keep in mind, they've already greenlit 3 movies for this. This is going to be a trilogy.
Oh, good for him.
In this Robert
I'm
Pattinson
in.
universe. And
I'm in.
if the movie is
We need a
anywhere
new
near as good as
Batman
the trailer,
trilogy.
we're good. I think we need a new good Batman trilogy, and I think this can give it to us.
I'm still upset we never got a Ben Affleck Batman movie.
Same.
I feel like he never
That's
got
what
a
this is
chance.
supposed to be. This is supposed to be his movie, but
Yeah, I feel like he never got a fair chance. He was always like thrown in with Superman and Wonder Woman.
and
I
he's
would have
being
liked
thrown
to
in
see
again.
a single Batman movie. Yeah, I know. It's
I don't know if you guys heard over
Whatever.
the week,
I don't
it
think it
did
was-
break in similar news. Ben Affleck is going to be in the Flash movie along with Michael Keaton's Batman.
oh yeah.
He said he's coming back, and I'm like, oh, good for him, man. If he feels like he's in a good place to play Batman, and I hope it's a good
So
movie.
he's always gonna be like guest, Batman.
He's
Guest
never had his
starring.
own feature movie though. I think it would have been
Yeah.
great to see like him in that movie. Although,
Yeah, he was even in Suicide Squad like
Mhm.
for a second. You
Yep.
know, it's like
but I think seeing this trailer now, I can't see Ben Affleck's Batman in this movie. Like I only see Robert Pattinson's. And I'm like,
maybe
he
that's
just
why
fits it.
they replaced him.
But the thing is also, this is now supposed to be just a standalone. It's like Joker. This trilogy is going to be on its own. It's not in the DCEU. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they try to shoehorn it into the DCEU if it does good.
I think it's gonna do great.
I think it's going to do amazing.
What if it's in the same universe
it's gonna
as
be real good.
Joker?
I'd be okay with that. I could see Robert Pattinson fighting
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. I think
Robert
the styles look
Pattinson
similar.
was the young kid in Joker. As the
That
young
would be an
Bruce.
interesting one. I'd be okay with
Mhm.
that. I'd be very okay with that being the case. If they try and build like, because again, it's
I just want to
DC.
see Joaquin again as Joker. That's
Didn't
the
they
main
confirm
reason.
Joker 2 though? So I mean, we're gonna see him again for sure.
Oh, they did? I thought he didn't do sequels.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they confirmed it. And Joaquin was like, no, like Todd Phillips is a great director. I love working with him. I'm in.
Okay, well here we go.
Yeah, so
I want to see him again. So.
he's in. For the Batman though, everyone's watching the Batman.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah. I
Oh
think
yeah, absolutely.
it looks so good.
I'm in.
I can't.
Before we do post show stuff, I'm gonna go watch that trailer again.
I think I'm gonna watch the trailer again too. Honestly, it's so
Yeah.
good. Like there's so much in it, and like
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. too.
there's so much with it. And like the guy they got cast as the Riddler, Paul Dano, perfect
Love that
cast
guy.
in my opinion. Like the dude is in. Have you guys seen Prisoners? I think it's called, or Prisoner.
Is that with Hugh
No.
Jackman?
Yes.
And
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's in that.
He's in. He's the. What do you mean? He's the guy that abducts the kid or abducts the kid.
Yeah.
The guy that they're torturing the
Spoilers.
entire movie. It's 10-year movie.
No,
10
he-
years
no,
limit.
Hold on, we're gonna spoil that. He didn't do it though, right?
He didn't do it. It was his
was-
mom.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's why I was.
Yeah, but he was the one that like. Jake.
Yeah.
No, Hugh
He-
Jackman
he
was
had,
the one that
he
tortured.
had mental problems too in that movie.
Yeah, he had like a bunch of mental problems, but like
That
Hugh
movie's
Jackman-
ending, man.
That movie is crazy.
Oh my
dude.
god, that movie's great. Go watch it. We didn't
They-
really spoil it. Go
Yeah,
watch
it's a good
it.
movie.
We kind of spoiled it.
There's a lot of twists.
like the thing, like this isn't really a spoiler. This is a fucked up moment where Hugh Jackman builds that whole like thing in the shower and then
Yeah.
throws Paul Dano into it, and it's like completely blacked out except for one little hole, and he just turns the water on scalding hot or ice cold
That
depending on how he's
sucked.
feeling. Like you feel so bad for him at the end of the movie when it's like he had nothing to do with it. He was just a guy that had some problems, you know, because like a thing
Yeah.
happened, which I'm not gonna spoil that part. Like a thing happened, and like he's just an innocent guy who's just being tortured. It's so sad at the end of the movie. You're just like, man,
Yeah,
it's
really
awful.
bad.
And then the
Yeah.
ending itself is bonkers.
You know, another good movie. There Will Be Blood. If you haven't seen that,
Haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
movie night.
I need
Movie
to watch
night.
it.
No.
Have you
Oh,
seen it?
no.
No.
I mean,
I've seen it. Yeah.
I mean, I have a prison.
Of course, I've
movie
seen
night.
it.
It's great. Paul Dano's in
I'm
that
not-
one too.
Paul Dano
I'm
was
not
great.
uncultured swine.
So I'm
All
very
right.
much. I'm excited for. I'm excited for the Batman. I'm so excited.
Yes, I am too. Really hyped me up.
On that
Watching
note, I'm gonna close it out because the Batman's a good way to end anything because it's just that.
there we go.
We're all gonna go watch the Batman trailer after this. I highly
Yeah.
suggest you have if you haven't seen it yet. It looks great. Our Pat Doubters, get in the back of the line. I've been on him since I heard he was cast. I am so excited. Next week we're gonna be talking about things. People, please wear your masks.
And stuff.
We're talking about things and stuff on episode
And stuff and
16
things.
of the Mystery Box podcast.
Sweet 16. Our sweet, 16.
It's gonna be a good time. We don't know what we're
What
talking
are we
about yet.
talking about?
We're talking about something.
We're talking about something.
We're gonna figure it out.
Your
You never know.
mic has molded into your face.
Superman's shin has molded in
Now
your
it's
face.
just like you're missing a chunk of your face. You're miss. All right.
I don't know we're doing this. why
Make
this
sure
is happening.
to.
I'm Batman.
I don't know what is. I don't know what he's doing. Make sure you
I'm
subscribe.
Batman.
Follow us on Twitch. Can you cut it? Can you? I'm tired of this. Can you cut this? Just
Don't cut
all the
this.
stuff.
Oh no. Okay, guys. So
Don't
we'll
cut-
see you next time.
Alfred.